This stuff should work a treat, I reckon. Close enough.
Woo, woo, woo! Rich, don't do that. And actually, here's 5 things that you should be doing.
So apparently, less lube is more?
Why are we butchering a minimalist design mantra? Because it works. And through lots and lots of experience, we found that actually less lube is a better thing. We've tried putting loads of lube on and putting new lube on old lube, but it doesn't really work. Less lube can be more.
Yeah, I've done it where you apply it link by link, precision, if you like, adding more on top of old. But there's a problem. You've still got excessive amounts on there, which you end up just wiping off.
So, just using less and using the jockey wheels and the small cog on your cassette to carry this lube around the links of your chain means that, well, you can use less lube. And that means it's easier to clean. It means you've got less gunk on your chain to attract loads more gunk. So it means you save time when you're cleaning a bike. It means that you're riding with less lube, which is more efficient. And if at the end of a really muddy ride, you don't have a crusty chain and you don't have lube on it, that's no bad thing. It is more efficient, promise. You know, Rich, I've been riding for over 30 years.
Yeah, and I figured out I've been racing for 25 plus now, bud.
Wow, that's impressive. I guess I feel really lucky in the fact that through my nerd knowledge and, well, hard work and being in the right place, being lucky essentially, I've been able to write and review and wrench and then actually ride again for 15 years in a sort of professional way.
Yeah, likewise. Really fun. Yeah, exactly that. Like, having been fortunate enough to race on all sorts of bikes with all sorts of components on all sorts of tracks all over the world, I've definitely had my fair share of putting parts through their paces. Sometimes it's surviving and sometimes not.
And I think that's the key bit, isn't it? It's through the experience of learning from others and seeing how other people are doing stuff. But I think the crux is that we've both done things really wrongly.
And that is exactly where we've probably learnt the most from that kind of it going wrong. Yeah,
breaking stuff, not doing the things that we're about to give you as tips. So, yeah, learn from our errors, learn from our mistakes, because hopefully you won't have to make them. You won't have to wreck stuff.
All right then, Owen. This next one leads nicely on from lubing less.
Yeah, it does. So we're saying lube less. I'm also going to say, and this is, I think, really controversial, wash your bike less.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, I know. I think I've seen lots of people get really kind of stressed about washing their bike and then either doing it in a rush or just trying to blast everything off.
Well, yeah, because why wouldn't you?
Because if your down tube's muddy or your hot patch on your tyre is muddy, if you're a pro, it might matter. But if you're just riding around, having a dirty bike, at least your down tube, doesn't really matter.
I'm not sure about this.
OK, what you should be caring about is cleaning your drivetrain and any maybe suspension bits. If they're crusty, those are expensive to fix when they get damaged. Like with the drivetrain, keep that clean and it's a good thing. But I've seen it really often where people overwash their bike. I've seen lots of people also go a bit too wild with a jet wash.
I feel like I've had that aimed at me. Why wouldn't you? I mean, full gas, jet wash like that. Die, mud, die. I mean, it gets rid of it.
It does get rid of it, but often what it also does is it migrates that grit and grime into your bearings. Because if we could have like super seal bearings that could survive point blank range paint stripping power of a jet wash, well, the bearings wouldn't really move very well. So like if it was in your headset, your steering would be really stiff. All the bearings would be sealed up so tightly they wouldn't work. So less jet wash, more gentle wash, and more just cleaning your drivetrain. I know it's controversial, but it means that you can ride more, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And you're faffing about with your bike less, which again is a good thing.
Can I throw one extra in there?
You're
using less chemicals.
Oh, nice.
You know, less degreaser, less lube, less of the cleaner. I mean, those things all work great, but if you can lose a little bit less.
That's smart. Smart for the planet and smart for your wallet. Nice.
Tubeless is better. Yeah, I said it. Tubes, well, they're dead.
I've done a whole video all about tubes, and yeah, the newer TPU ones like this are really good, and they are a bit more robust than the butyl tubes. But here's the thing, if you roll over a thorn or some glass or something spiky, Opposed to with a tubeless tyre, just putting a plug in, well, you've got to replace the whole thing. And that's where Tubeless really is a winner, because most of the time you don't notice when it goes flat or you lose a tiny bit of pressure, because the sealant does its job. It really is great. Okay, older rims and older tyres might be a bit trickier to set up, but I've done a video all about how to set up your tyres, and you can do it with very little mess. With the right setup on the rim and the right tyres, you can do it just with a floor pump. You don't have this sealant explosion that you might have read about. It can really be a clean and easy setup. So, if you've not tried Tubeless, get on the bandwagon. It's really good.
This one carries on from Tubeless, and it is inserts. They're not that hard to fit, and they work.
Great shot, Rich. Tubeless inserts have come on a long way. The early versions were, well, a bit of an engaging fit, shall we say, and certain rim and tyre and insert combinations were really tough. But newer versions, like Vittorio Airliners, are really easy to fit, and that's a really good thing. But fitness aside, there's a lot more going on with an insert.
Now, essentially, they create a barrier between the tyre bottoming out and damaging the rim, or the rim in general, if you like. Now, this is really good if you're running lower pressures or maybe slightly thinner cased tyres, because you can run lower pressures without risk of damaging the rim.
But there's another trick up their sleeve, and that's, well, it takes the volume inside your tyre, so it acts a little bit like a volume spacer. Volume spacers, we use those in front shocks, we use them in rear shocks, particularly air shocks. And by reducing the volume down, it means that that air inside can ramp up, so it's more progressive. These can act in a similar way in your tyre. That means that you can have the extra grip and traction that you'd have from running low pressure, but because there's slightly less volume, the air pressure ramps up, so they don't have the harsh bottom out. So there's lots of wins for running inserts.
So then, inserts. But he's right there, isn't he? So then, inserts. Puncture protection, run lower pressures, get more grip, and added bonus, you can even ride home on a flat tyre. Turn that, and I reckon if we try and play around with that a little bit, and then that, yeah, there we go.
There's one thing about bikes, and about setting bikes up, and especially on tech, that, well, I think is quite controversial. That marginal gains are just that, they're marginal. And it's really easy to be pulled into the latest high tech, be that new jazzy brakes, or new electronic shifting, or new electronic suspension. When actually, the bike that you've got could be really, really good. And if you invest the time in the big gains, not the marginal ones, of setting it up to fit you, so ergonomically it works. And if you set up the suspension and the tyres to the tyres that you need and to the area that you ride, your bike will be loads better than chasing all these very minute changes. So, out with the marginal gains, in with the maximal. Oh, what fun.
Thanks, bud.
I think that's the key, isn't it? It's really easy in tech to get, well, stuck down in these marginal gains and stuck in the details, when actually some big simple things that might be controversial, but actually just make your ride experience better and more fun.
Agreed, and often we overthink these things, don't we? Or we don't think about the little things that actually can make a big difference.
Yeah, they can. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, give us a thumbs up. And if you've got any comments, let us know in the comments down below.
And it's inserts. Tubeless is dead. Yes, you heard it here.
Tubeless.
No, Tubeless isn't dead, is it? Thank you. Tubes.
If you've got any tech questions, do use the hashtag #GMBNTech, because we could try and answer them. Maybe just me, not Rich.
I think we're going to have to go again.